Okay, looks like it's going on. Right, looks like it's working. Okay, so we're now live on YouTube. Okay, so. All right, the court is calling cause number 2020 DCM 5538. This is a hearing on a petition filed by the Attorney General's office, a petition in suit affecting parent-child relationship with an acknowledgement of paternity. There appears to be one minor child before the court. Parties in this case are McKennis Parrish and Rebecca Martone, who are present before me on the Zoom application. And we are doing this matter on a Zoom application since we cannot appear in court due to the current pandemic crisis that's going on in our community. However, the Supreme Court of the State of Texas, the Council of Judges here in El Paso, and the Opposite Court Administration have permitted us to conduct our hearings remotely, and we're doing so on the Zoom application. Further, in compliance with the Texas Rules of Civil Procedure, this matter is being live streamed on the YouTube channel. For compliance with the Texas rules that we have to keep our courts open to the public. However, as soon as this hearing is concluded, that live stream will be taken off the YouTube channel. I am recording the evidence on the computer-generated system, and that is the official record of our proceedings here today. I'm going to ask the parties to conduct themselves accordingly. Sometimes the audio portion doesn't work as well, and two people are speaking at the same time. The audio portion may not work as well as it should. I understand parties have met with the Assistant Attorney General, Ms. Kaplan. And Ms. Kaplan, what is the announcement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor. There's a partial agreement at this time. The parties agree to be joint managing conservators, which means that they agree to share in parenting decisions. The parties also agree to a geographic restriction, which means that the child's residence will be fixed to El Paso or the surrounding counties. And the parties further agree to the standard possession order to apply in this case, as the child who is the subject of this suit is 7 years old.
Okay. All right. Let's see. All right. Let me ask the parties, Mr. Parrish, is this your agreement so far, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Ms. Martone, is this your agreement so far?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Having heard the parties stipulate on the record with regard to those matters agreed upon, court will adopt that agreement and will make that part of the order that is to be issued in this case. We'll now proceed on the remaining issues, which appear to be on the support obligations, if any, and any retroactive support, if any. So that'll be the issues before the court. At that time, I'll ask the parties to please raise your hands so I can swear you both in. Do you and each of you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Both answered in the affirmative. All right. Okay, Ms. Kaplan, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state calls Ms. Martone as a witness.
Okay, go ahead.
Ma'am, what is your name?
Rebecca Marton.
And who is your child's father?
McKenneth Parrish Smith.
The state requests that the court take judicial notice of the acknowledgement of paternity that's attached to the petition that's filed with the court in this case.
Okay. Court will note that the acknowledgement of paternity was attached to the petition, and it does appear to be in proper forms. I will take judicial notice of the acknowledgement of paternity. Go ahead, Ms. Kaplan.
Your Honor. And, ma'am, is Mr. Parrish Smith currently working?
Yes, he is.
And what is his job?
As far as my understanding, I know he works on Fort Bliss. I'm not sure what he does. And then he's also in the Air Force.
Is he currently active duty?
I think that's what it would be called. They have him out for about 4 months. He's on duty right now.
And does he have TRICARE available for Gabriella?
Yes. When he graduated from his services or he's entered the Air Force, he switched her to TRICARE. She was on Medicaid before.
And how long has Gabriella had TRICARE?
I think I think we switched her when she was about 5, 6 months. And then she's had it ever since.
And does this health insurance adequately address her medical needs?
Yes, it does.
And would you like Mr. Parrish Smith to continue to provide TRICARE?
Yes, I would.
And do you know if Mr. Parrish Smith has any other children?
No, I do not.
And when did you separate from Mr. Parrish Smith?
Well, we had it was an on and off again relationship, but I think it had officially ended, last year, the beginning of last year.
What month?
Or you know what, it's because I don't remember, to be honest. I think it was like the ending of 2019, so like maybe December, November, around there.
And has Mr. Parrish Smith provided support since that time?
Yes, we both buy her clothes, whatever she needs. There's times when, because of my financial income, it hasn't been, the greatest, but when he's need help paying the daycare, I've helped him. When needed help with his own bills, I'll help him. Now that my income has gotten better, I've helped any way I can, even though everything's under his name. I've helped any way I can. And I also have, I'm sorry?
So I'm sorry to interrupt you. Just to clarify, I'm asking what support Mr. Parrish Smith has provided for your daughter, Gabriella.
Well, childcare and health insurance.
And how much does that childcare cost monthly?
I don't know monthly. I know it's due every 2 weeks, but monthly wise, those are his financial, that's what he takes care of. He doesn't let me know, because everything's under his name, so they don't release that information to me.
No further questions for this witness. Pass the witness.
All right, ma'am, how old is Gabriela?
She's 7.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Mhm.
Ms. Kaplan?
Thank you, Your Honor. The state calls Mr. Parrish Smith.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead, he's been sworn in.
Sir, what is your name?
Kenneth Parrish Smith.
And who are you the father of?
Gabriella Parrish Smith.
And are you employed, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is your job?
So I'm currently on orders, state activated orders with the Texas Air National Guard. When I am not on orders, I work on Fort Bliss contracting.
So you're in the reserves.
That is correct.
How long are you typically activated throughout the year?
It varies. It's all on a volunteer basis as well. So this contract was 4 months. So probably be my only contract within the year. So unless I get
And
something locally within the city, then.
what is your rank and years of service as a reservist?
Staff Sergeant E5, 7 years.
And how much do you earn hourly as a civilian on Fort Bliss?
$14.83.
And you work full time?
That is correct.
And how long have you worked as a civilian at Fort Bliss?
Just started in April, I want to say.
And what did you do before that?
Before that, I was unemployed for maybe like 2 months because I had just come off of orders and I was not employed.
How long have you been a reservist?
7 years.
And have you been active during each of those 7 years?
Yes, for the most part. There was maybe a year I wasn't active.
Are you currently providing TRICARE Select for Gabriella?
Yes.
And how much does that cost just to cover Gabriella?
214 because it's TRICARE Select Family.
And how many people are on the TRICARE Select family?
Just myself and her.
How much is it to cover just yourself?
Um, I'll have to check the website. It's approximately $65. And it just jumps significantly. Well, not I don't want to say significantly, but it jumps for 2 people or more, 2 or more.
And are you also providing dental?
Yes. And that's United Concordia, and hers is $11.
$11 monthly just for Gabriella?
That is correct.
Do you have any other children, sir?
I do not.
Are you providing daycare for Gabriella?
Yes.
And how much does that cost you monthly?
It's $81 weekly, so 81 times 4, 324 monthly.
$324 monthly.
That is correct.
And is it your intention to continue to provide daycare for Gabriella?
Yes, for as long as she needs it. I don't know if that's the right answer, but correct.
Sorry, sir, for the interruption.
No problem.
Go ahead. Were you going to say something else?
No, I was just saying, just for, I guess, for as long as she needs it. So for the time being, the answer is yes.
And because of you providing this daycare for Gabriella, you are opposed to paying court-ordered child support. Is that correct?
Yes.
And when did you separate from Miss Marton?
Like she said, it was November, December timeframe.
And have you provided support since the separation?
Yes.
What type of support?
To Gabriella, correct? Or
Have you provided daycare since the separation?
yes. Yes, that's never stopped. None of my those supports has never stopped.
Have you given cash support for Gabriella since the separation?
Yes.
How much?
I've given 200. There's been months when I've given 200, and then there's months when I've given a little bit less because I didn't have it. Um,
Do you receive BAH and BAS?
Yes, when I'm on orders. But when I'm not on orders, no. My drill pay is like $300.
And how much BAH and BAS do you receive when you're on orders?
I'd have to calculate it off my LES. It's probably about maybe 500-600, maybe in that realm.
Do you have your LES accessible?
Yes, I could access it online on the computer, but I don't have a printer or anything.
Would it be possible for you to email your LES?
Yes.
Ms. Kaplan, don't you have your military pay record online?
Yes.
Well, just get into DFAS, figure out how much and so
No
Sergeant
further
5
questions.
for 7 years, how much he gets paid on a monthly basis. I mean, should be easy to figure out. All you do is
No further questions.
get on the
Pass the
DFAS and you
witness.
can figure that out. Okay. Ms. Parrish, how much have we gotten paid so far this month?
This month so far, I've gotten approx 2,100.
Last month, how much did you get paid? By both, did you work at all at Fort Bliss?
Yes. Last month I got paid. So bi-weekly, both checks were 1,200 something a piece.
Okay, hold on. How much did you get paid last month for everything? I'm trying to figure out what your monthly income is.
Let me see, I can look that up for you right now.
How much of income did you report to the IRS last year? You should already done your income tax return.
Yeah, I actually paid taxes. As a matter of fact, I owed
That's
14.
not what I asked you. How much did you get paid? How much did you report in wages last year to the IRS?
55,000, sir, Your Honor.
All right. All right, Ms. Kaplan, any other questions for Mr. Parrish?
The state has no further questions.
All right. State's recommendation on the support obligation.
Yes, Your Honor. If I may have a moment to complete my calculations, please.
Go ahead. Mr. Parrish, you pay, even though the child is covered on TRICARE, you still have to pay.
Yes, because I'm not active duty military, sir.
Okay.
So when you're active, yes, TRICARE is free. But when you're not active, you have to pay into it. So
Okay.
it's like not free, sir.
And you said you pay how much for TRICARE health insurance?
For both myself and her, or just her?
Just her.
65.
Sorry?
It's because it's not split into the two, but I guess if you calculate it, it's probably roughly around 65.
Okay.
Again, I don't know what it would be because there's only two plans. There's only the individual sponsor plan, which is myself, and then a family plan, which ups it to 214. And
Okay. And
so
the family plan, what I'm trying to get at, how much you pay for health insurance for your child?
So
They don't give you a breakdown?
No, it just debits out altogether. It just comes out monthly altogether. It's
Okay. All right, okay. Do you have, are you a resident of Texas, or you,
yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
okay, so you don't pay state income tax to another state?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Because the things that we take into account in order to determine your support obligations are how many children are before the court, if you have any other children outside, not present before the court, you pay any union dues, if you're paying state income tax to another state, and the cost of health insurance. Those are the three factors that go into determining what your support obligation would be.
And so I didn't hear your last part, Your Honor. It like muted out or so.
I was telling you what the way we figure out child support. First of all, we start off with your annual or your monthly income, all income from whatever source. We apply the federal taxes that we all have to pay. Then, if you were provided health insurance, what the cost of health insurance for this child is. If you have to pay any union dues or anything like that, which I don't think you have to. And if you were in another state and paying state income tax to another state, then that would be factored in. Those are the only three things, or only four things that factor into what, from that we derive what's called the net income monthly. Okay? And that's how we base child support. Whatever that amount is, it's 20% since you don't have any other children. It's 20% for one child of the net income. So that's how we figure out child support obligations according to the Texas Family Code. Okay, Ms. Kaplan, what's the recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor. Based on what Mr. Parrish Smith testified to, that he receives 1,200 every 2 weeks and 500 in BH and BS when he is on active duty orders, and given the fact that he is currently on active duty orders, with giving him credit for providing TRICARE Select. Per his testimony, the cost for the family plan is $214, and the cost to cover just himself is $65. So $214 minus 65 is $149, plus the $11 that he testified to it costs to provide dental just for Gabriella. He is entitled to a total medical and dental support credit of $160 towards his child support obligation. After applying this with credit for no other children, the state has calculated his guideline support obligation to be $482 a month. Per Mr. Parrish Smith testimony, he has provided daycare at a cost of $342 per month since the separation December of 2019. The state has calculated a difference of $140 between the guideline child support amount and the daycare that was previously provided. That $140 difference for the past amount of time since the separation from December 2019 until today has been calculated to be $2,520. The state is requesting a repayment of $50 a month until paid, all obligations beginning June 1st, 2021. Per Mr. Parrish Smith testimony, he has been a reservist for the past 7 years and is currently an E5. The state defers to the court whether or not to follow this recommendation.
Okay. All right. Ms. Martin, you heard the recommendation of the state to set child support at $482. And Mr. Parrish provide the health insurance available, both health insurance and dental insurance, and that the judgment for retroactive or back child support in the amount of $2,520. Do you agree with our recommendation, ma'am?
So that's what he would have to pay?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, yeah, I agree with that.
Mr. Parrish, do you agree with their recommendation, sir?
Can I get a lawyer to appeal?
I haven't made a decision on it yet, Mr. Parrish, but you can get an attorney anytime you want to.
Okay. So no, my answer is no, I don't agree with it, but
Okay.
I don't know why it's just the father's obligation.
I'm sorry, what?
I don't know why it's just the father's obligation, and then I have debts on my own, so I could just sink in. But continue, Your Honor. My answer is no.
All right, the court will follow recommendations, setting child support at $482 a month. Mr. Parrish is ordered to provide the health insurance available through the TRICARE system. I will grant a judgment for retroactive or back child support in the amount of $2,520 to be paid at an additional $50 a month. All these payments to commence on June 1st, and all payments must be made through the registry of the court. All other matters have been approved by the court. Ms. Kaplan, anything else?
Nothing further from the state at this time, Your Honor.
All right. Okay, go ahead and prepare the order. Send it to me. I will sign it once I receive it. The order will then be filed with the clerk's office. Copies will be sent to the parties. Mr. Parrish, I will tell you, you do have the right to appeal my decision. However, you have 3 days from today's date to file an appeal with the referring court, which in this case is the 383rd District Court here in El Paso. It's the Honorable Judge Lyda Ness Garcia. Her courtroom is up on the 11th floor of the City County building, but you do have 3 days from today's date to file an appeal.
All right, Your Honor.
Okay, well, that concludes our hearing for today. Parties are excused. Thank you all very much. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Be safe out there.
You as well, sir.